Hello guys, welcome back. So let's talk a little bit, right? No, I'm a bit under the weather. So if my eyes look weird, I'm drowsy, right? I have a sinus infection and I'm taking medication to get rid of the sinus infection, right? And that's also why I sound a bit off. Okay. But I'm a content creator and I don't respond to every comment, but ever so often, there's this one comment that you feel like you need to address. And I feel like I need to address this one comment, right? No. Ever since Cardi B and Stefan Diggs have gotten together and the public have discovered that Stefan Diggs has many women and many babies, it has been a hot topic because the truth is we haven't seen anything like this before. And there are maybe thousands, if not millions of content creators who are on this topic, right? But there's this stereotype towards me as a Jamaican, and it's not new to me. I've grown accustomed to it. Unfortunately, I've grown accustomed to people telling me that I shouldn't talk about Americans and I shouldn't, get myself involved in the entertainment world. And it's the entertainment world that I'm in, right? And you guys know for pop culture, it's mostly hip hop, right? Hip hop was founded by a Jamaican, right? We had an earthquake on Sunday. So one person was like, I'm jealous of Cardi B. That's why I keep talking about her. So I am jealous of Cardi B. And someone seconded by saying, and she just had an earthquake in her country. No, I don't know what's going on the internet, but I realize that some people are not well-thinking individuals because when we had the earthquake Sunday, everyone went on with their lives. And we're going to have more earthquakes, unfortunately for us, right? And we have been advised of this. And you can only be so prepared for an earthquake. The only thing you can do is to ride out the quakes, ride out the waves, hold on, ensure and you can't even say, even if you're in an open field, you can't say it's a safe space because while you're in an open field with no buildings around, you're still on the ground, right? So why should I stop living my life because our country had an earthquake? I'm not robbing anyone. I'm not stealing anyone. None of that. What I'm doing is not anything that's new to social media. It's nothing that's new. So why should I stop my life to please you because we had an earthquake? Didn't America just bomb Iran and kill over 54 students, female, at an all-girls school? Are you stopping your life or are you continuing with your life? Whether you like it or not. Because I know a lot of people don't like it, but they know that they have to continue with their lives the best way that they can. They have to continue. You live in a country that can be bombed anytime now, and you all are moving on with your lives because you have no control over what happens next. It's the same thing for me. While I live in a very peaceful country that is friends to all, enemies of none, I still have no control over the natural disasters. But your country has control over the wars. Have you ever thought about that? Because your president didn't have to bomb Iran. America and Israel didn't have to bomb Iran. Are you thinking about that? Those are things that can be controlled. And still yet your leaders are not controlling those things. I cannot control an earthquake. No one can control an earthquake or an hurricane. But you want me to put my life on pause. You want me to not talk about Cardi B's behavior. Because why? Cardi B is a god? She's not my God. She might be your God, but she's not my God. And with her behavior, how she behaves she always wants to be seen. And she ensures that she does stuff consistently to be seen and to be talked about. She intentionally does stuff to be seen and to be talked about. And she cannot control how people view her. I can't control how others view me. That's out of my control. So, to the Cardi B fans who thinks that because of an earthquake, I should stop and just sit in a church 24/7, don't do anything besides sitting in a church and reading the Bible, that's nonsense. God didn't make us to live that way. We should worship and we should give praise and we should read our Bible. But no matter what happens, life goes on. My mom died. One of the worst things that I've experienced, and I had to move on. And it's not easy. It's really not easy, but I have to move on. And let's say there's a major earthquake where hundreds of people have died or thousands of people have died, and I am still alive. What do I have to do? I have to move on because I was lucky that my life was spared, and I have to move on. So, you have to realize and understand that every country has their own problems. And some country can control their own problems, but they're choosing not to control their own problems. They're choosing to create more chaos. For me and my country, we can't control our problems. Earthquake and hurricanes, we can't control them. Crime was once a problem. The government realized that that could be controlled, and the government came up with a strategy, and now crime is under control. You have more gunmen that have died from the start of the year than civilians, and normally it would be the other way around. So that tells you that we're here controlling the things that we can control. And this is why so many people have been moving to Jamaica from America, from Russia, Iran, Dubai. There is almost no space left in Jamaica for Jamaicans. Jamaica is getting overcrowded and overpopulated. When it touches 3 p.m., I don't want to go out on the road. When I go to the grocery stores, sometimes I have to basically remind myself that I'm still in Jamaica because I'm seeing more foreigners than Jamaicans. Jamaica is friends to all, enemies of none. But irrespective of the fact that we're friends to all and enemies of none, we're still going to have earthquakes, we're still going to have hurricanes, and our country is shrinking in size according to geologists, and they're saying because of that, we're going to have more earthquakes. What can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. We have to just pray, trust God, and move on with our daily routine. That's all we can do. But people who can control their situation, like Cardi B, she's not controlling her situation. But you guys want to pick on me because I'm still out here doing my little thing. And I'm going to keep doing my little thing. Yes, I'm going to keep doing my little thing. But that's just it. That's all I have to say for now. You know, life goes on. It hurts and it's hard to wrap your